I'm Timothy Zahn, author of Thrawn, and you're listening to the Escape Podcast. This episode was recorded in front of a live studio audience.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
I think you said coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
I think I can hear an echo.
Well, you just don't hear an echo, but he did hit the holotables this week.
Actually, you know what, Neil? I'm not sure I can properly do this week. I don't sound right.
Oh, that is right. You had some quite major dental surgery, didn't you?
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to tap somebody in to fill in for me this week. I hope you understand.
As long as they have the chops to do it.
Dad!
Hello there, gentlemen.
Oh, God, not him.
What's wrong with Dad?
Yeah, what's wrong with me?
I'd rather co-host with Ryan Johnson.
Well, he and Gina were not available, so you get Dad.
Come on, Neil. I'm sure it won't be that bad.
Well, at least during the pre-recorded incoming transmission, I don't have to deal with him.
Neil and I sat down with 8BitDynasty to talk about all his amazing projects.
And we talked about the future of his influence on the community as well.
And a new episode of Hellie and The N00B premieres this week.
And in the fourth segment, maybe all three of us can do a Patreon's choice.
We'll have to see if I can do that.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Going Nerdy podcast. Neil, you have something in your throat. Sorry. Right here on the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Neil Andrew, and as always, I am joined by my Correction. It's not you're not my hetero life partner.
Not
Okay.
yet. Not with that attitude.
And today, I am joined by Paul's substitute, Going Nerdy. It's Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. Thad, how you doing?
I'm doing great, and I will say I'm going to be a poor substitute for Paul because no one can replace the man himself. But I'm going to do my best.
You're gonna do your best, are you?
Yes.
And
You're gonna do your
how
best
good is
for
your
the
best
show,
gonna
or
be?
you're gonna do your best to replace me?
In the show, I don't think, like I said, man, no one can replace you.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one anyway, that's for sure. Thaddeus doesn't understand simple instructions. As you can see, we're not in the cockpit of the Millennial Fulcrum. It needed very, very... it's in the shop, basically. It's in the shop. So, we're in our respective rooms because the ship needs repairs. I don't know when we'll get it back. Probably next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get the ship back next week. But there's no telling how long it's going to be before we get the ship back. So
Can I tell them what happened to the ship?
You can tell them what happened to the ship.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
When I was boarding the ship to present tonight with Paul and the Nev, I accidentally triggered a pod, like an escape pod, like it just shot out. But we were in a parking bay and it hit the wall and bounced right back, and it kind of dented a hole in the side, so we couldn't actually fly it out. I feel really bad.
Yeah, it's all Thaddeus's fault that the Millennial Fulcrum is in the shop.
Yeah.
But we are going to get on with the we're all going to get on with the show. So let's get on with the show. Right. Okay. So, my God, we did actually have quite a lot happen.
Yeah.
Quite a lot happened this week. We had a new character. We got Echo. We had the update for the newbies, all the early game content, and we had a big ass update regarding the regular game and some really nice looking user interface tweaks. So I think we'll start off with the Echo kit and insight, because I know you're a big old fan, aren't you?
I am. I actually am really excited for this, and I'm very curious to know how the Bad Batch team is going to handle the Rancor, the early Rancor. And on my base new team, I'm really excited to like eventually farm them so that I can get all that turn meter. I was shocked though that we ended up with Echo and not Crosshair.
Ah, yes. Let's not talk about why it's Echo and it's not Crosshair.
Yeah, I won't. But I'm excited to see him. I think his kit looks pretty awesome. Light side trooper, obviously a new addition to the clones. Tons of heals. It looks like he's kind of filling up a garbage can in one of the scenes. I don't know. I really like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody's like, oh, Echo's going to be like a legendary or special. And I'm like, no, they're just going to give the Bad Batch as marquees. So, I called it, nailed it, got it right.
I think you were. I mean, you were dead on. And we talked about this on, when we were doing my GAC a lot, actually, that I felt like 100% Echo would be one of our legendary characters. And yeah,
I said, no, you're wrong. And I'm right. And I was proven, Nevtradamus was proven right again. So let's have a look at the kit and the insight. So let's have a look at the insight. We'll go over that first. So, hi, Holo Table heroes. Echo of Clone Force 99 has joined the Holo Tables. Echo started off as a clone trooper that liked to stick to the rules and do things by the book. He earned his nickname by compulsively repeating his orders and regulations, but was captured in a daring raid on the Citadel and thought to be lost forever. His comrade and commanding officer Captain Rex never had any doubt that he would survive, and later found Echo captured and modified by the Separatists to provide clone battle strategies to the droid army. Once Echo was rescued from this terrible fate, his knowledge of the Separatist forces helped his squad stay one step ahead. His special ability, One Step Ahead, weakens his enemies and increases the target enemy's cooldowns by 1 if he also targets a Bad Batch ally. After recovering from his ordeal, Echo was no longer the clone trooper he used to be and joined the ranks of the Bad Batch as a trusted and unique member of Clone Force 99. Obviously available marquee live now. Hang on a minute. No, it's not live anymore, is it?
No, it's
not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not live anymore. It was a short one. Short and sweet. So the basics. Echo supports the Bad Batch squad by distributing buffs to allies and preventing the enemy squad from gaining buffs. His special, One Step Ahead, inflicts buff immunity on the target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled. If he targets a Bad Batch ally to dispel all debuffs and call them to assist. Echo can disrupt the enemy's squad plans with his special Never Any Doubt, which dispels all buffs on all enemies and inflicts daze and healing immunity for 2 turns. That is a sweet power. Just instant debuffs. I'll be interested to see how that's gonna. I mean, it's gonna screw people. It's gonna screw those teams over. With the mass assists. So your Separatists, your CLS teams, your GOs, the GOs for sure. Mm-hmm. And then Echo also provides the squad with some survivability with his unique One That Survive, which provides Clone Trooper 4% health and protection whenever they gain or lose a buff from a Bad Batch ally's ability. And it's doubled for buff. These guys are constantly giving themselves buffs, though. So, they're constantly going to be getting 4% health and protection back.
Yeah.
Constantly.
These 4 are just buffing themselves silly.
Mm-hmm.
Just tons of buffs.
Tons of buffs, yes.
Yes.
So I'll quickly cover the inspiration. There is no doubt that this version of Echo is a far cry from the 501st version. Yeah, he's missing an arm.
Yeah. He's got a flathead.
He's got no arm.
Yeah.
He's had his arm chopped off.
Your arm's off.
No, it's just a flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound, clearly. This allowed us a clean slate to create all new thematic abilities for the unit. We wanted this Echo to look and feel like a completely new unit with cybernetic body parts and a completely different kit to CT210408 Echo. Echo's story is quite extraordinary, and we pulled the abilities names right out of moments from the show, such as Commander X never having any doubt that Echo was still alive and out there. The animations for his special, Never Any Doubt, references when Echo plugs into the command console to disrupt the Separatist droid's plans. He has a scomp link for an arm, so of course we're going to plug him into something. Yeah, we won't go over the strategy, we won't go over the overall tips. But yeah, let's move on over to the kit, shall we, Thad?
Sure.
Have you got that up in front of you?
Yeah, I do. So
okay, start off on the kit reveal then, mate.
All right.
Give everyone the lowdown.
Kit reveal. Unit name: Echo. Light side: he is a support Bad Batch clone trooper, Galactic Republic. Character: loyal clone trooper who supports his allies in battle, and boy does he ever. Basic attack, daring defense, deals physical damage to target enemy, grants defense up and evasion up for 2 turns to the weakest clone trooper ally who doesn't have them. So theoretically, he's giving them to all of them, right? As long as they have them, right? 1 step ahead has a cooldown of 3, inflicts buff immunity on target enemy for 2 turns, inflicts an expose on all enemies for 2 turns, which Hunter is going to love, dispel all debuffs on target other clone ally, and call them to assist. If that ally was a Bad Batch, this buff immunity can't be dispelled. What? And Echo increases the target enemy's cooldown by 1. Excludes Galactic Legends. This attack cannot be evaded. That's awesome. That's dope. Just the all attack. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Never Any Doubt. Cooldown of 3. This is him filling up the trash can. Clone Trooper allies gain evasion up for 2 turns, dispel all other buffs on all enemies, and inflict daze and healing immunity for 2 turns. For each buff dispelled, Clone Trooper allies gain 10% offense until the end of their next turn, and Bad Batch allies gave 5% turn meter. This attack can't be evaded or resisted. Wow. And then it continues. It says, oh no, this is the one that survives. Final text reads this is his Zeta. Whenever a Clone Trooper ally gains or loses a buff from a Bad Batch ally's ability, they recover 4% health and protection, doubled for Bad Batch allies, so 8% total. Whenever a Bad Batch ally inflicts a buff on an enemy, that enemy...
Debuff.
A debuff on an enemy. That enemy loses 8% protection. If that enemy had less than 50% protection and more than 50% health, they also lose 8% health. This effect excludes raid bosses and Galactic Legends, which is
think about this, right? So you've got your Bad Batch team, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on defense for GAC or for territory wars, and someone goes in and thinks, "Oh, look at all them buffs. Oh, wait a minute, I've got a mass cleanse."
Yeah.
And then somebody does if you mass cleanse that team, they're just going to get like all their health and protection back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could like start hitting it, and you could whittle down that protection, and you could whittle down that health, and then you do a cleanse, and then all of a sudden, all their health and protection is just going to be straight back on them.
Yeah.
So you can't cleanse them.
Yeah. You're going to need... This is why I think Treya is going to be very useful against this team. The Isolate. You're going to need Rexolate, some kind of annihilate ability to slowly take these guys out, because the defense here is ridiculous.
It's
right?
not a quick. There's no. I can't see there. I can't think of a quick fix. I genuinely can't think of a quick fix. I mean, obviously there's a Darth Revan. There's a, you could hit it with Sith Empire, but you don't really want to be wasting your Sith Empire on a team like Bad Batch, because I mean, let's be honest, it's not an A team. Well. It's a B- C+ team at best, but it's still going to be one of those. I can see this as one of those BAM teams. It's going to get beat, but it's going to strip so many banners before you beat them.
Oh yeah,
and that's why I think this is genuinely going to be one of those good teams on defense for GAC, like a BAM team. Yes, it's going to get beat. Yes, it's going to get one shot, but you ain't getting 60. There ain't no way. There's just no way that you are going to score a 60 against this team. It's just not going to happen.
Rusty Jason in the chat actually points out that this would be a great defensive wall on the back wall of a territory war. And if you think about that, you're using all of so much of your great defense or your great attackers, those first rows. If you have this, you have a whole line of the Bad Batch on that back wall, that could absolutely devastate a guild. I mean, in territory war, I think he's dead on. But yeah, absolutely, this is awesome. I'm really excited. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch it a lot, but Arnold did part of his test account, and it looks like it's going to be awesome. Just completely geared out, maxed out. He's going to be a solid character, and the Bad Batch, I think, are going to be a fun team to play for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. But they're not going to be cheap.
Oh no,
they are not going to be cheap. I mean, I'd love to have them, but I'm just not going to bother with them because they're just too expensive. They're way too expensive. They need way too many Kairos. They're going to need. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the fact that you've got to put so many Kairos on them, and they need so much gear, is that's relayed into their kit and their abilities and their strength and their power and all of that, and that's all well and good. But for a B- C+ team, that's just way too much kit. It is cheaper to gear up a B+ team or an A- team than this. And while I do recognize that this team is going to be boss as hell in Lightside GOTB, I mean, this team is going to wreck. It really, really is going to wreck in Lightside GOTB. I mean, think about it. If you take this team in to Lightside GOTB up against anything with a B2 in it. Yeah, and he cancels out all those buffs. Every single time the B2 goes and cleanses every one of their buffs, they're instantly getting health and protection back. So if you're going in with a Bad Batch team into Lightside GOTB, oof, yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, Paul, I have seen, yes, there is breaking news. There is breaking news.
Do you want me to go ahead and read this, Nev?
You can go ahead and read it, yeah.
All right, so just out from SB Crumb, this is an update on early game experience issues. So, hi, Hall Table Heroes. Earlier this week, a small number of players were set to account level 1 and were unable to access many features or log into the game at all due to an issue with the update to the early game experience. This was an exceptionally bad experience, given the number of special events that were running to celebrate May the 4th, in addition to the usual events such as Grand Arena, territory battles, and just everything, right? We deeply apologize and thank these players for their patience while we worked through these issues. Given these special circumstances, thank you, sir. Given these specific circumstances, we have put together a package to help offset these players' unfortunate experience during May the 4th. We will be sending the inbox below next week to the players who were affected by the account level 1 issue. So here it.
Oh my God! This is an incredible. This apology
awesome.
is like wow.
Yeah. Now this, from what I understand, it didn't affect a ton of players. It was like a very small percentage.
It affected a small group of level 85 players. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but still, this is huge. 10,000 crystals, 1,000 PVE energy, 1,000 Cantina energy, 1,000 ship energy, 1,000 mod energy, 250 conquest energy, 5,000 get 1, 5,000 get 2, 25 Razor Crest shards, 20 Zeta mats, 10 Omega mats, and 50 Echo shards. That's awesome. Like, I know that it sucked, but that's, I think, a nice way to compensate. There are still 2 lingering issues. Some of those players had up to 4 of their characters reset to gear level 1. Oh, and some of their mods were removed. They will also be that we will also be addressing next week. Thank you again, friend.
But by the way, Thad, where's the 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards?
This is just an apology. This is just an apology. This is the 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards were part of the rewards that everybody got on May the 4th. Even if your account got reset to 1, you still would have got the May the 4th kit. It was just being set to being reset to 1 would have totally screwed up your ability to do stuff in the game. Your inbox still would have been credited with the May the 4th fun stuff, which obviously included the 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards.
Yeah. So I guess that makes total sense. That's why they don't get it. I gotta say that's pretty awesome. I think that's good on CG for this. Now I'm curious though, like there are a lot of in-game players are in-game players because they're whales, because is this going to be enough for them? I think it's nice, but I wasn't affected. And so I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think this will be enough, Neil?
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll go to a quick break and we'll talk about that and the actual early game experience update that CG has now implemented. But we'll do it right after these short messages.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/theescapepod and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico 1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content, as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyBeads, #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
Welcome to this week's Patreon leaderboard on the Escape Podcast. This segment is a tie-in to our Twitch and YouTube show GA Center, seen on the Twitch side Tuesdays during the first 3 weeks of a season and Wednesdays on the final week, hosted by Nev and Ranger from Reality Skewed Gamers. This is provided as a service to our Patreons at the Kyber Combatant level or higher. Interested in joining the board and the report? Check out patreon.com/theescapepod for more information. Deadline for next season is June 6th. Let's check out the reports. Big Country Mags. No report for the current champ, but I can understand why. He went 2-1 for the week. Since no report, we just give the numbers. 60, 83 banners, 26 battles won, 4 lost, and 0 defensive holds. D, who did file a report this week, says, not a great week for me. Struggled in the first round, couldn't get anything going in the second round, also forgot to attack, and came for redemption in round 3. There was no way he was taking 8th place. Bad week, hoping for a better performance in the next rounds. He went 1-2 with 39-36 points, 13 up, 3 down, 6 holds. So, the 6 holds means he's doing something right. Dr. Jojo, he reports, this was the week for Gas to do work. Round 1 was actually Grievous, getting 5 holds with his slacker on the back, preventing the full clear as he one-shot him, his opponent. Round 2 was a close back and forth as his opponent lost imps, he lost imps versus Darth Revan, but his opponent lost a Ray Mirror against Gas, and also against Gas, and he pulled off a 23 banner victory in round 2. Round 3, he got 5 holds with his Gas, which took all of his opponent's good teams. He couldn't get anything else. 3-0 for JoJo. Good to say that again. 63-08. 27-1 on the battles with 15 held. 27 wins and 3-0 means that JoJo also gets a triple whammy. He lost a battle, so just the whammy. 4 strong, his report. Round 1 and 2 set defense, but they never attacked. Round 3, opponent couldn't get past my Stonewall defense, and I full cleared. 3-0 for the week. 1 win shy as well of a triple crown. But not even a whammy, as they weren't all full clears. 21, no loss, no holds. The opponent in round 3, I guess, decided to not even try. Hot Sauce, the creator of HotUtils, who's included here because he's not a streamer. But check out HotUtils.com and get access to some of the best tools in the game. 3-0 for the big man. No report, 27 wins. 1 loss, just like Dr. Jojo, 63-20 on banners, 17 holds, 27 wins. That's a triple whammy with 3-0. Leonard McFacepunch didn't join. We'll move on. Schnarman, no report, and that's a shame because with 21 wins in his division, 0 losses and 2 holds, he gets a triple crown by going 3-0. All one-shot full clears. Nice job, Schnar. Numbers. 52-29, 21 up, 0 down, 2 holds. And Sephiranus. No report. Here's the numbers. 2-1, 31-18, 9 wins, 0 losses, 0 holds. I think I understand why you didn't report. Let's take a look at the board this week. We have a logjam at the top, but banners are the deciding factor for placement on the boards after the win-loss record. So Hot Sauce doing 12 banners better than Dr. JoJo at the top means that Hot Sauce is your current leader. Dr. JoJo in second. Schnarman and Force Strong. Hope they both trip up in third and fourth, respectively. All of them, 3-0. BCM and Seth sitting in fifth and sixth with D, and then Punchy rounding out the boards. And that does it for this week's TEP C GA Center Patreon leaderboards. Stay tuned for more of the Escape Podcast right after this. Be nice to each other, damn it.
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gents. Let's push on. So, before I interrupted you and cut to a commercial, you were talking about is the error that was caused in the game by the early game experience update. Is that going to be enough?
Yeah, I mean, is it going to be enough? Because like it's great. Like I as a player would love to have been given this as a mistake. But I also look at the advancement that I was able to make as a player during the May 4th double drops and everything. And I'm not sure this would have been as awesome as it is. It wouldn't have helped me in the moment with my focus.
Well,
so
I think it would have depended on at what level your account was at. I don't think that this would have helped a very, very high tier account. Somebody that would have smashed through the hard node of Conquest in like a couple of days.
Yeah.
25 shards isn't enough. It's not.
Yeah.
For an account that would have got that last box, yeah, it's that, you know, so I would argue that wasn't enough, and therefore the Conquest currency would not have been enough either. But as far as all of the other rewards go, I mean, yes, it's fine, but, you know, there's a lot of gear missing from there as well. There's a lot of gear missing. There's a lot of credits missing. So while I think that the 10K in crystals covers a lot of the stuff, I think that, to be honest with you, I think that's probably why they've just gone with a flat 10K in crystals. Because there are people at varying different degrees that have missed out on either Razor Crest shards or the currency here. Because there are some people that wouldn't have got 25.
Yeah.
There's no way. So they're looking at that going, yeah, brilliant. That was great.
Yeah.
And then others going, no, I would have got more than that. That's not enough. But at the end of the day, you can't argue with the 10,000 crystals and the 1,000 energy. All that bonus energy. Yeah. So I think the crystals and the energy makes up for the lack of other things. Although I will,
Neil,
you know, yeah.
I'm going to jump in here, and the amount, I mean, Conquest is still going. They have a chance. So these people are getting a leg up to be able to unlock Razor Crest instead of possibly coming up 4 short if they don't perfect everything like everybody else has to.
Yeah, I suppose there's that as well. Yeah, there is that as well.
That's a valid point.
But
Good point,
yeah, I suppose there's definitely that as well. Anyway, let's move on to the post on the forum. The update that caused all this kerfuffle, which is the early game experience update. So, hi, Hollow Table Heroes. As we mentioned in the recent Road Ahead, this week's title update will be renewing the early game experience for new players. Definitely needed. This rework of the early game experience impacts several different parts of the early tutorial that all players must initially play through. New early game characters and model updates. First, we are changing the starting characters for new players who enter the game. While the initial characters in the game made sense for where we were 5 years ago, we're excited to change these up for the characters. That should be immediately recognizable for anyone with a basic knowledge of Star Wars. See, as well as setting up new players for better success throughout Galaxy of Heroes. Most of us have fond memories of unlocking Jedi Consular. No, but he doesn't feel particularly relevant in today's game. The only person that is for would be Finn. Here is a list of characters we are swapping out of the early game experience. Jedi Consular is out. Jedi Knight Anakin is in at 1 star. The Clone Sergeant is out, and Ahsoka Tano at 1 star is in. Clone Wars Chewbacca is out, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Old Ben, is in at 3 stars.
It's a sad day.
I know. Luke Skywalker Farm Boy will remain as part of the early game experience. Ewok Scout will be replaced by Stick Ray Scavenger at 1 star. The Royal Guard is out and will be replaced by Kylo Ren Unmasked at 1 star. Talia is out and replaced by Moff Gideon at 3 star. That is a good one.
That's huge.
That is a huge one, that. And Snow Trooper will be out and Dark Trooper is in at 1 star. Those are 2 huge ones. They are going to be... It's going to make going through those those dark side nodes, those early dark side nodes, so much easier for new players.
Yeah.
The light side nodes were always relatively easy and straightforward for that early gameplay. But the dark side nodes were just a pain in the butt because the dark side characters that you got just sucked. They did. They absolutely sucked. And here's the thing. The Royal Guard, after a year of playing, most people have been given enough free Royal Guard shards from the Bronzium packs that you don't need to get him free right from the get-go. So,
oh my gosh. So with that, like, speaking of Royal Guard, on my secondary account, I'm about 5 months in, I have Royal Guard unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't farmed him because of this. The changes here are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I interrupt. I'm just excited.
Not a problem. So in addition, they've changed the unlock levels of the following units. Talia is now a 2-star unlock as opposed to a 3. And Lando Calrissian is a 3-star unlock as opposed to the original 4. While these changes won't impact most of you reading this, what you will notice is that many of these characters also received an update to their model in order to bring them up to the quality of recent characters. And some of the models, I would argue that a lot of the models that have been done have... they do have a certain degree of high quality to them. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say that for the portraits, because some of the portraits they've updated just look wrong. It's like, it goes from being okay to an extreme close-up. It's like, Kylo Ren, I don't need you that close. Yeah, basically that. So there's that. The Farm Boy Luke one, Farm Boy Luke's good. Old Ben is good. JKA is good. So, as part of these changes, the following characters will be credited to all players' accounts at their new minimum star level. So if you don't have this, if you've never farmed this, or if you forgot the marquee event, which some people may have. I know I forgot the marquee event on one of my accounts for Dark Trooper, and all of a sudden he's activated. So Jedi Knight Anakin, Ahsoka Tano, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Stick Ray, Kylo Ren OG, Unmasked, Moff Gideon, and the Dark Trooper. So all of those characters will now be credited to your account and activated. Not that you're going to complain, because they're all important. Note: players who have these characters unlocked already will not receive the shards or shard shop currency for these characters. Duh. Note: Luke Skywalker Farm Boy is not included on this list because he is one of the original early game experience characters. Yeah. Finally, it is also important to note that we have shuffled around a few early game drops to include the new starter units in order to maintain a smooth early game experience. So these characters, which are kind of important, just became so much cheaper to farm. So, light side hard nodes. 1A will drop Rey, 1B will drop Ahsoka, 1C will drop Dark Trooper, 1D will drop Kylo Ren, 2A will drop Ewok Scout, 2D will drop Moff Gideon, and 5C will drop the Clone Sergeant. We don't care about the Clone Sergeant because he's another one of the characters that frequently gets dropped on you in Bronzium. So you it's not someone you need to farm. After 12 months of play, he's a bit like the Snow Trooper and the Royal Guard. Those characters just get dropped so often that you never need to farm them. Dark side. 1B will drop JKA. 2C will drop Obi-Wan Kenobi. 3E will drop JKA. 4C will drop Jedi Consular Shards. We don't care about those. Cantina Battles. 1C will drop Obi-Wan Kenobi. 2F will drop Clone Wars Chewie Shards. You'll never, ever farm that character. And in the shipments, Stormtrooper Han has been moved from Squad Arena to Cantina Battle Stores. That's pretty. That helps. Yeah. That definitely helps. But all those characters that are now on 1s and 2s, that's a 60. Those characters have now become a 60 farm, and they didn't used to be.
Yeah.
Right, granted, most people farmed Ahsoka from the store anyway.
Yeah.
Because that hasn't changed. But Dark Trooper Shards, 5.
Huge.
That is huge. Because that's character is a GL wrecker in an Imperial Troopers team.
Moff Gideon?
It will wreck them. So, that's a good one. Anyway, there's this is another update that I think is brilliant. Update to the quest system. Second is an update to the quest system, which teaches players through the general game systems and how to use your abilities in battle. The initial line of quests have been updated with new goals and rewards to provide new players with more guided experience. In addition, many quests have been migrated over to achievements to make the quest log a bit more manageable. So they just and what's great is they pop up on your screen. It's just kind of like a sidebar. It slides on and slides off like a sidebar, which is really good. There is also,
cool.
Yes. There is also a new system that shows player updates on the quest progress, which is another really, really good thing. So you don't have to keep clicking to see if you've done your 600. It just flashes up on the screen. Oh, I've done my 600. Great. Everything else afterwards is a bonus. Or you do your last one and it comes up with 594. And you're thinking to yourself, crap, I have to do a crystal refresh, or a very, very salty Spartan is going to go all Hitlerian on me for not doing my 600. So very, very, very important there. And we got some QOLs. We got some quality of life updates, which were even good. We have added a few QOL improvements to the game. Cantina battles now show primary rewards on the campaign map, which it didn't before, so you can look at the camp. Before, you'd have to click on every single node because it'd be like, well, where is it? Which one, which node is it? You don't have to do that anymore, which is great. Challenges and fleet challenges no longer have a cooldown between successful attempts, and the multi-sim functionality will attempt to claim rewards for all challenges at once, given enough sim tickets. So it's one click and you're done. That is, that's
huge.
That is my favorite QOL in the last 12 months. That is definitely my. I would argue that beats the QOL. You remember when they moved the Bronzium from all the way to the end to right at the start, and everybody was like, "Oh, I don't have to scroll all the way to the end anymore to get you free Bronziums." It was just right there, right at the start. This one, the challenge and that beats that. It beats it hands down.
Can I tell you, I thought, because I hadn't read this, I thought that my game was broken. Because like I simmed them all and I was like, what happened? I got them all, but did I get them all? I'm so confused. And this answers that question. My game's not broken.
Yeah.
You are like everybody on Facebook. Oh, what's broken now? What's broken? Read the frickin' forums.
I know.
Sorry, back to
Okay,
your
so,
sheet.
and the last one, Fleet and Conquest Energy have been added to the top bar in Cantina. Thank you.
Oh, seriously.
That just serious, so I mean, all of the energy should have been at the top every single time they added it, but it's there now, and you can see it, and it's in big what you got left, and it's in little what you can have as a max. So, last but not least, the title update also contains bug fixes and a whole bunch of other changes. So check out the update notes for a full list. Stay tuned to the forums for information on the next title update. Squad management tools.
Oh, I've heard things.
What do you think that's going to be?
Oh, so I think that you're going to be able to manage by, I don't even know at this point. Like my brain is, there's so much that it could do that I think I'm just excited to see it. Hold on, I'm bringing it up
I've
right now on
only
my phone.
just been able to get you to use squad loadouts, so I don't see.
You don't have hope for me?
I don't have any hope for you whatsoever. I mean, it took you donkey's year. It took me so much persistent bugging just to get you to do 3v3, and then you didn't even do the 3v3 ones properly.
Oh, I kind of
because you didn't do unique loadouts. And then, you surprised me by doing the 5v5 squad loadouts after I mean, that's the first time you've done something after I've asked you once.
I know, right?
Once. I asked you to do it once, and you did it.
Yeah. And I did it because I knew you weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
I was
expecting at least a full week of GAC of me bugging you. Where are your loadouts, Thad? Where are your what am I going to take in here, guys? Go to your loadouts, Thad. I haven't done them yet.
Yeah, and that's a spot-on impression of me. I think that's really impressive. I think we may have spent too much time together, Nev.
It's possible.
No, there was actually something in the data mine that talked about. Let me bring it up real quick. That actually talked about the loadout or this new.
Oh, the squad management tools.
Yeah,
I'll bring it up.
Let me bring it. It didn't mention a lot about. Oh, so it says. So there's some new backend code that looks like individual squad presets support having a name. Now, it was really
that's what I saw, the ability to name squad loadouts, but a lot of people need to know that this likely will not include ships.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I mean, I would like to see it include mods. A combination, so you don't have to go to your mod loadouts and your squad. I would like to see the squad management system kind of like combine the two, so you can make a squad loadout with a very specific set of mods on them, and then one immediately underneath. And I mean, yeah, sure, it's going to take your credits off you by selecting it, but so if you've got your clone troopers for just regular Grand Arena, but you also have your clone troopers in a loadout for light side GOTB, it would involve swapping mods around. So if you select that squad, it then says, this will cost you X amount in credits. And then you click on, if you've got the credits, you click on yes. If you don't have the credits, tough. You're going to have to stick with your, so I'd like to see, I'm hoping that there's some kind of mod integration in the squad management tools. I really, really hope, I'm hoping for that. I really, really am hoping for something like that. Maybe something along the lines of telling you exactly how much gear you need. So like, for example, you could have a squad with 4 relict and 1 that's at gear 11 or gear 12. And, it's telling you, to max out this squad, you need X, Y, or Z. But, like I said, there's no real way of knowing until we actually get them. But, they have, the one good thing that they've said is that these title updates and these QOLs are going to come a lot faster. and a lot more frequently.
And
so,
a lot of it's because of this new tool that they spent like almost all of last year working on.
Yeah, definitely. The game thing, definitely.
Yeah, I will say one other thing that would be nice is I think what we could possibly see is that how we get the rewards, those things that new interface slides over. I could see something like that also popping up in our squad management. Something that's a little more dynamic, having another toolbar kind of, pop up as you're going through your stuff. I think that could potentially be one of the things that we see.
Yeah.
I
mean, the way that the squad management is at the moment is very simplistic. It's very basic. You know, you've got your tabs along the top that you can name. You know, a tab for 5v5, a tab for 3v3, a tab for squad arena, a tab for territory wars. That's how most people do it. And then, you've just got the unique on and off. So that's obviously where they're going to be, applying those, these squad management tools. So I really, really am interested, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they change it, how they improve it, and what they add to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a really cool, a cool update, and I'm excited to see when it comes out.
Yes,
it
will be. We know we're not going to have to wait 6 months for this.
Yeah,
it's probably only going to be. It's probably going to be a couple, maybe a couple or a few months, because they did say in the road ahead that updates, game updates and QOL updates were going to be happening a lot more frequently, so that they can do little tweaks and bits and pieces here. So I can see it happening with maybe the next batch. It'd be nice if it comes out with the changes to Galactic Conquest, because obviously they're changing the next Galactic Conquest, the June Galactic Conquest. They're changing, so it'd be nice to see them roll out the next batch of updates, the squad management updates with the changes to Conquest. It'd be nice, give us something nice, because a lot of people are going to be angry about deployables getting taken away. I know I'm unhappy with deployables being taken away, but I'm interested to see what they're being replaced with. So yeah. Anyway, I think it's time. It's time to cut to another break. So we will be back after. Paul and me will be back with the incoming transmission right after these few messages.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Podawans. It is the Llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week, streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show, GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today, because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen, and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Podawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. This week on Starting Strategies, we are going to be talking about a trap that a lot of new players fall into. It's something that's super, super common and that I definitely want to address, especially for those of you that have newer accounts. And the biggest advice that I can give new players is just because you can doesn't mean you should. Now, what do I mean by that? Just because you have the resources at that moment to do something does not necessarily mean you should. I hate notifications on my phone. Those that little red notification number, it's something that I absolutely hate having on my phone. I like to clear them all. I like my phone nice and neat. And a big problem that I specifically had when I first started this game is in SWGOH, you have that exact same thing. So over your characters and over your ships, you get those little red numbers that tells you that you can do something with your characters or with your ships. But I caution you to take a lot of thought into doing those things. Because especially as a new free-to-play player, your resources are precious. Your gold, your gear, your training bots, they're super, super limited and super, super precious. So you need to be really strategic and thoughtful when you put gear on characters, when you level up characters, when you star up characters. And make sure that you're making the right choice and not wasting those resources on a character that might not really be that important right now. A perfect example is a character like Ewok Scout. Yes, it's one of the first characters you get in the game, and yes, you get a lot of shards for them, and it's probably one of the first characters that you'll be able to take to 7 stars. But should you spend the credits to take that character to 7 stars? The answer is simply no. As a new player, you absolutely should not waste resources into Ewok Scout any longer than you have to clear the first couple of battles on the light side. By not investing into Ewok Scout because you really don't need them now or really ever, you can take that currency and you can take that gear and put it into a character you know you're going to use. The same thing goes for ships. Now, ships are a little different because there's a lot less of them, and you do tend to use more of the ships than you do of the characters on a day-to-day basis. But figure out what squad you want to use as your main arena squad, and then have a backup that you can use in GAC, so one for defense, one for offense. And when you're talking about those reinforcement credits and things like that, make sure you're putting those credits and using those credits on characters that you are going to actually be calling in as reinforcements. If you're running a Tarkin fleet with 3 Geos starting, you're not going to want to put reinforcement credits on those Geo ships because you're not calling them in as reinforcements. You can save those reinforcement credits and put them on a character that you're actually going to call in. Making smart strategic choices is one of the biggest aspects of being a new player, especially a new free-to-play player. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
gentlemen, welcome into our incoming transmission. Neil, normally you do this, so it's kind of weird. But as almost everybody knows, I had my surgery yesterday. We're pre-recording this on Wednesday, and so things subject to change. But ladies and gentlemen, joining us this week in our incoming transmission is the SWGOH for Life webmaster, design major, wonderful person. You may have seen him from the Kyber Council, and he is a Grand Arena scientist with Kin, who we talked to just a few weeks ago, with all great counters and the site that's coming up. He is a mastermind. Neil, you're gonna like this guy because he's GAC focused.
I love a little bit of GAC.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, BitDynasty. How are you, sir? Welcome to the show. Thanks for making it.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure. Looking forward to it.
So let's ask the questions. Let's start off the questions that we normally do. So you're a SWGOH player. How long have you been playing, and what's your GP?
Yes, so I have two accounts actually. So my main one, I started back in December 2015. So, almost from beginning of the game. And then second one, I started somewhere midway through 2016. But both accounts now are quite even. They're both roughly 7.1 mil GP, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Well, with 7 point something GP, I think it's I think it's moot to ask, are you free to play, or do you put some money into this game?
I like to think myself as a free to play. I don't really like spend on characters and things like that. Is the only time that I would buy some crystals is when I do testing for my videos in Arena, and then I need some crystals for the refreshes. So that's the only thing what I would usually spend money on is for my videos when I need to refresh. But aside from everything else, I don't normally spend, no.
Okay, Neil, so this puts a little bit of a damper on it. Does he get the free-to-play card?
No, he doesn't get the free-to-play card. He's got.
But it's only professionally that he spends.
Oh, and I 100%, I totally get that. But you've got to remember that, spending all of those crystals on the on refreshes and because that's the. I've said this before. I did a blog post on Reddit recently, talking about why crystal income was one of the most important aspects of the free-to-play game, because without the crystals, you can't do the refreshes in Squad Arena, and you can't test your squads. Because we don't have BitDynasty sympathize with me on this. We don't have a sandbox, so the only way to test your squads is Squad Arena, and it's 50 crystal refresh, then a 100 crystal refresh. So if you ain't got the crystals in the bank, you can't do the tests. It's as simple as that. So if you want to do 5 tests of a separatist team against various different opposition, there's your 5 goes. If you want to do 5 tests of an Imperial Troopers squad against 5 different squads, there's 50, and then the crystals just disappear. And if you're not making a crystal income from finishing in the top 20 and the top 5 of Squad Arena and Fleet Arena, you got to buy them. And BitDynasty's just admitted that he has to buy the crystals. So not free to. Let's find out. Let's find out how. So are we talking? We're not talking whale or kraken here, obviously.
No.
We're talking. Are we talking minnow or are we talking dolphin? Is it like a chest of crystals a month, or what are we talking? How many crystals a month do you buy?
I don't know. It's just like, what's the $10 pack? Maybe a month I would buy the pack. That's it.
Oh, so you're not even a minnow. You're like a tadpole. We need to come up.
I do get lots of crystals because I'm, top 2 in Arena, both arenas every day. It's just sometimes when I really want to do like intense training on a day, normally I would have stashed around, 1,000 crystals anyway. But sometimes when I really like doing even Fleet Arena testing, I do like 20 battles
When
hour,
I've
then,
been there.
I ran out, and I'm like, oh, I need one more refresh.
No. I've 100% been there. You've got a squad. You've used all your crystals, and you just need like 200 or 300 crystals. Just so that you can hit that refresh and test them. So I think we're gonna have to create a new category. BitDynasty has, for all intents purposes, created a new lower than minnow tier of spender. So tadpole. Because if you're only spending $10 just to get like you said, is the $10 one 1,500 crystal? Is that a 1,500 crystal pack or a 2,000 pack?
I think it's 1,300 crystals or something.
It's just over into 4 digits, isn't it? But for the purposes of testing in either Fleet Arena or Squad Arena, it's more than enough. Because you're not refreshing 50 crystals every match. You're doing a 50 crystal refresh so that you get an extra 5 matches, and then you're doing a 100 crystal refresh to get another 5 matches, aren't you?
Yeah, but sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I'm also doing a 50s.
You're also doing the 50,
sometimes it depends. When I'm in a rush, I just want to get a video out. I don't want to wait like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get that. People do that on stream all the time. People will, you've probably seen, you've probably watched Zareth. When Zareth is like down to the wire and he needs a very, very specific win in, say, for example, Fleet, he'll go to his fleet, and he'll look for the team that he needs to beat, and he'll do like 3 runs, but he'll spend 150 odd crystals doing because he has to, because he's live. Doing his so I've seen a lot of people do that in their GAC. They'll come across a team and they'll be like, right, I'm just going to quickly go to the Squad Arena or the Fleet Arena and see if I can find that team so that I can test the counter. And you've always got to spend like 50 or 100 crystals, haven't you? And that's what you do, but for content.
Yeah, that's it.
So speaking of counters, I mean, your YouTube page is full. Not just your YouTube page, but also SWGOH4.life is full of these counter videos that I love your style. I love how you made it look with this, static background. You change, interchangeable modular people like Crew versus Bastila and Jedi Training Ray versus EP. I love what you've done. I love your work.
Thank you.
And you started content creating 4 years ago. Just dabbled in it 4 years ago, but have since then gone crazy. What's your production schedule like?
I mean, obviously 4 years ago, I just started doing some random stuff, really, doing some C-Frayed, and because it's a free-to-play, or mostly free-to-play, Tadpole. Obviously, I was always behind the meta. I always got legendary second, sometimes third time around. So that was my starting point. Always like, okay, how do I compete in arena? Because I need my crystals, and then because guild mates, they were struggling in their arena, so I just started doing videos really for my guild. Same goes for the C-Frayed. We were doing tier 6 back then. So just started kind of with that, and then just continued mainly first focusing on the squad arena, just doing, kind of anti-meta, if you will, counters teams that I had available at that time. And then once Grand Arena, really once free Grand Arena kind of kicked in, I just kind of realized that for my own purpose, I should be documenting my 3v3 battles, because at that time it wasn't even every other month. I think it was every 3 months, actually. It was like, 2 5v5s, 1 3v3, and after 2-3 months, like I don't remember what worked in 3v3. So just for my own purpose, kind of, I just started documenting those 3v3 battles. Started uploading it on YouTube, but then I quickly realized that YouTube is not a good way to build a library of content, and that's why I started my SWGOH for Life website. And then also started doing 5v5 counters, assault battles, basically all kinds of events. And obviously now recently been doing weekly, every Monday and Friday, I'm doing Galactic Challenge videos, and then also some Galactic, the Conquest, not Galactic Conquest videos. So I started doing those as well. And then in between, again, just doing some fleet counters and just keep adding more free and 5v5 battles to my tool. Yeah,
Walk us through a build of a video. I mean, of course, you know, the subject matter is laid out for you as what's currently, you know, being run. But, you know, what steps do you take when you're going, okay, I'm facing this and I need this? What connects those two?
Yeah,
because you're known for the off meta stuff. You know, you're coming up with these weird combos that are working, like, you know, it's essentially turnkey.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I do watch lots of YouTube videos, so, you know, I just look around what's going on, and sometimes I come across just, you know, a random video from somebody that uploaded or shared somewhere on Discord, and then I go look at it and I try to analyze it and break it down into why this works, why it doesn't work. And then when I do my videos, I often like to go a little bit more in detail, in step by step what's happening, because I believe if you understand what's going on, then you can also adjust on the fly, because not every battle will go exactly the same, right? So that's why sometimes I like to ramble on, as sometimes some people say too much, over explaining things. But you know, I believe that there is always a place for more detailed explanation, because some people like listen to it, want to understand. The ones can just skip through to the battle and watch it. So definitely before I do video, I do lots of testing and try to really understand why something is working, why not, and then I do my best to explain it in the videos.
When you're when you finally get these things, so you're also giving credit where credit's due. If you don't find it, you're giving them the other creator the rub, which I love.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, obviously, if you see a video from somebody that's not really a content creator, it's hard to give them credit. But you know, if I see something from Bulldog or Skeltarix or Ian or somebody, I'll let them know, hey guys, I've seen this in their video. I want to give it a go and see how it goes, right? And because that's what's great about these communities. Like, you know, there's probably thousands of YouTubers covering Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but we all put our own spin on it, and then gives you know, the community lots of choice to choose the style and the presentation of the content they like. So that's why it's good to have diversity from that point of view.
If you had somebody that came to you, you know, have you ever wanted to create a farming guide of any sort, or do you leave that to the others?
I just, you know, I look at it, and where I'm at the moment, you know, I pretty much have everything except for the latest marquees, because obviously I'm not spending. I have more or less everything at 7 stars. So it'd be hard for me, I think, to create a farming guide unless I would now go start a brand new account, but I'm already running 2. So that's more than enough. And, you know, I just kind of look at the things that, you know, not so much like what others require, but the things I feel passionate about. So if I discover something that I find it very interesting, I will go out and do it. But, you know, I never thought about creating like a farming guide, because like I said, you know, I'm more focusing on these kind of end game players, if you will, because that's where I'm at. So it would be, I think, you know, challenging for me to create a farming guide from that point of view.
Yeah, I'd kind of agree with you there. That the thing is, when you're end game, you're farming for, you know, you're farming for the new marquees that have got, like, for example, Dark Trooper just became farmable. Great node, 12 energy nodes, so 60 every single time. And when you're trying to figure out a farming guide, you're having to start from scratch, which means you're having to farm older characters, when as a veteran player, you know that you know that habit in the back of your mind is, well, I really should be farming the new marquee characters that are coming out, but you're trying to come up with a farming guide, so you're thinking, well, no, because so I kind of get you from there. Having to start from scratch a new account, it's one side of your brain wants to go one way, and the other side of your brain wants to go the other direction. And especially with the new early game changes that CG just made to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about SWGOH 4 SWGOH, SWGOH for life. On here, you've got your 3v3 counters. You've got your 5v5 counters. I'm just going down the list on the left-hand side of the website here. You've got assault battles, which, you know, you conquered challenge tier 3 on these.
Except the Night Sisters one. I think nobody has done the Night Sister one.
I don't feel so bad then. There's, you know, you've got some conquest boss battle guides and sector feats. Literally step by step, every single galactic legend you've helped with.
Yep.
And get this brought me joy. Neil, you understand this. Except for phase 4 of Lightside, he has step by step for all the territory battles.
Yeah, you and your territory battles.
You know,
don't get him started on his territory battles.
You have Grand Arena, you have ships, how to use Finalizer against everything, which is nice. And then Sith Raid, but I don't see on here. And of course, you know, Darth Kermit kind of stepped up and went crazy when it came to the challenge tier Rancor. Do you plan on adding that, or are you shining the light over towards Kermit? I think I've seen you milling around in his server.
I mean, when it launched initially, I didn't have a lot of teams at Relic 5 because the way I relic my characters, I'm not taking anybody beyond Relic 3 because I see little value unless they're needed for Galactic Legend or they're really needed in Arena for something. So it took me a while to actually get some teams up and running. And by the time I got up and running, you know, a lot of people covered pretty much everything already in detail. And then when I was almost about ready to start making videos, they made some changes to the Rancor yet again. And also now my guild is finishing literally in less than half an hour. I really have no way of testing it. So I just give up. But I've had plans. I did some testing. I had some videos recorded, but you know, it was just really hard, especially now we're finishing it less than half an hour. There is no way you can really test anything from that point of view to, you know, try some new things that weren't done before already. But mainly initially it was the Relic 5 gate that was for me impossible to make any sort of, you know, cool guides on the Rancor right there.
And that's perfectly fine because I mean, yeah, now I'm seeing people clear it in half an hour, as you say. It's like, do we really need to make guides, or do you just essentially relic up to 5 and throw something at it?
Yeah, because pretty much like any sort of good teams will do about 4 or 5% easily, especially now after, you know, the changes where you don't have to hold the damage until you get to 100%. Especially now you just go in, everybody just do 1 million here, 1 million there, and it's over in half an hour. Obviously, you know, at you know, the level where I'm at, obviously at some lower levels, it may take more coordination and still things like that. You know, and if you're in that situation, you probably would have more time for testing and trying out new things. But where I'm at is actually, you know, I don't even do it every time. I can't always make the time that we have raids at. But yeah, whenever I can, just throw a couple of teams in there, hoping for top 25 spot that, you know, get 5 those new relic materials, and that's it really. I think the only video that got some traction was the one with Ray, Rex, 5, Hermit Yoda, and 3PO. I did that one first. I started that one first, and that one got quite a lot of views then. But yeah, I didn't have any other good teams yet built back then.
What has been your favorite video that you've worked on? What has been the most influential video that you've gotten feedback on?
I think the whole series around negotiator mirror matches, I think those kind of have gone through community a lot. Got lots of, you know, thank you comments and things like that, because especially when you're starting off, negotiator mirror matches, you know, can be tricky if you don't understand exactly the mechanics behind it. So I think those got a lot. And as well, the Sith Raid videos still are getting lots of views, like, you know, soloing phase 1 with General Skywalker and things like that. Those videos as well, still doing quite well actually. So I think those are the two kind of main things. I think the seed trade videos, initial ones, when you solo phase 1, phase 2 with different teams, I think those videos, when I started releasing them, really kind of, started bringing more subscribers in. And then I've been doing lots of fleet videos lately because I enjoy the fleet battles, the fleet arena. And then also saw not many people really cover those topics. So definitely this opportunity to, create some videos for the community.
I got one more, and then I'm going to throw it to Neil here. Speaking of your negotiator mirrors, you have a video that you're doing a negotiator mirror with no reinforcements. How many times did it take you to get that down?
Oh yeah, I thought, because there was this feat, I think, in Grand Arena where you have to win without reinforcements, right?
Yeah, I could do it all day with my malevolence. I love my separatists.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't something like I was testing out like crazy. It was just like I noticed that sometimes when stars align, you can do it. So I just recorded that attempt. I did it like 2-3 times. Back then, I didn't have malevolence built up yet, so this was my only way. But yeah, with malevolence, it's much easier.
So Neil, what you got for this counter mega mind?
Well, I'm curious. What's your GAC style? Are you an efficiency player? Are you a heavy defense player? Do you set a lot of FUs? Do you go heavy on fleet? Or are you kind of a mixed bag? Do you not really have a set way? Is your strategy based more on what your opponent does, or do you have like a fixed way and you think to yourself, this works for me, I'm gonna stick with this because if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Yeah, I'm more of an efficiency player because like even if I would go heavy on defense, I would struggle, my opponent would struggle, I might win or not, but at least you get more banners for full clears and things like that. So I don't go heavy on defense. I just try to set teams on defense that don't recover protection, because then if you use them on offense, it's hard to get max banners. So I'm trying to see what teams I can use on offense that can recover some protection back, that you're not looking at a 55 banners like Night Sisters. Night Sisters are great. They can take out many teams, but there's no way you're getting more than 55 banners against anybody. One AoE and your protection is gone. So I'm more look at it from that point of view. And I'm not trying to stop full clears. I'm not trying to stop my opponent from one-shotting all my teams. I'm just trying to set that sort of teams that forces you 58 banners. I'm happy. 57,
great. So you like that. That's similar to me. I like to set a defense that if it gets a hold, great. If it gets one hold, brilliant. I know I've got, when I go onto offense, in the back of your mind, oh, I got 2 holds, so I've got a 2-loss buffer going into offense. If it gets a solid hold and holds the territory, then you're sitting pretty. But so you tend to go for the teams in defense that are going to strip banners from your opponent's teams. So it's you're looking at your opponent and think, I know that you're probably going to beat this team, but you ain't getting a 60.
Yeah, well, they have Galactic Legends, it'll happen. I put my Grievous Darth Revan, I know they will use their Kalo to solo them for 62 banners, but so will I, so it's the same thing at the end, right? So I don't look at it from like how I will stop my opponent, but I've had cases where my opponents have gone really, really heavy on defense, put all their Galactic Legend down, maybe thrown in Darth Revan or something, and I full clear them, one-shot everything, and they struggle to clear 2 zones with my, light defense, just because they went too heavy. So I think like we are all playing different style. You just have to know what your style is and just go with it. Sort of thing.
Just to follow on from that, what about fleet though? Because how to use a finalizer, and how you know how to use a finalizer to beat anything. So when you have that kind of knowledge base regarding fleets, it must be very, very tempting to just throw both your get 2 fleets on defense. because of your knowledge of fleet. Is that something that you do from a fleet defensive point? Do you find yourself putting Negotiator and Malevolence on defense? Because most people that do not theorycraft have difficulty getting past those teams.
Yeah, I was experimenting, to be honest. Usually, like by the last week of GAC, I'm already in Kyber, so I don't care so much. So last week, I usually always use kind of for testing different things. And I was playing around with putting both of them on defense. And while I didn't struggle clearing, whatever they put on defense without using, Negotiated Malevolence, the banners were just not that high. So again, it's like, is it just about full clearing, or is it about clearing with more banners? So I'm just trying to mix it up. Sometimes I would put Malevolence on defense, sometimes Negotiator, but I tried putting both, but just then the banners I was getting, if my opponent puts both on defense, it was just getting very low banner wins. And it's again of like, where if you go heavy on defense, you get lower banners, they get lower banners, but the result in the end is kind of similar anyways. And also I got burned once with my Finalizer because of the unending loyalty bug on Anakin, which just doesn't expire, and I lost my Grand Arena because of it. And I'm like, I know how to win with Finalizer, but if this bug happens, I can't risk that anymore. Or
yeah, I've lost to that bug. That if the unending loyalty doesn't disappear off Anakin, you're screwed. You're just screwed. And I've lost with the Malevolence with to that bug, and you want to throw something at the monitor.
And the frustrating thing is, like, I've been trying to exactly figure out what triggers that bug, but I just can't find any real consistency to it. Like, I know it mostly happens if you exhaust unending loyalty and then it gets reapplied before Anakin takes a turn. But sometimes it still doesn't. So yeah. I've been trying lately really to record my battles and just try to a little bit exactly figure out what triggers it, because if we know exactly what triggers it, you could work around it.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
like this, you kind of know what triggers it, but you're still not sure.
No, I kind of what I do to avoid it with Malevolence. Specifically with Malevolence, is I just let the buzz droids take out Anakin. I just instead of hitting him while he's got it and knocking it off with the buff immunity, I just think to myself, look, he's got buzz droids, he's got buff immunity, just let him take a turn, let the unending loyalty disappear, because I find if you hit him again and again, that's when the bug kicks in, especially with Malevolence. I don't know about any other fleets, but specifically with the Malevolence, sometimes that bug kicks in if you hit him too many times with buzz droids and mass assists.
It did it for me with the unending loyalty on 5s. It was the most annoying thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are getting close to having to wrap up here, but I want to Neil, I don't know if you've seen this, but I want to talk about the benefits of SWGOH for life, which is SWGH4, the number 4.life. You have a Grand Arena Championship planner on your site to where literally you type in your target score that you need to beat, you select your division, and I'll get to that question in a second, and then it literally, you put in, what your opponent has, and then you put in what your offensive teams are, and you can plan it out. It's wonderful. It even tells you your target average banners, what you need to go to in order to win. That being said, are you ready for the realignment? Are you just waiting for the realignment and then you're going to push a button?
Reboot.
Yeah, obviously, because with this, we don't know exactly how will they adjust the banners on the zones. So until the changes do happen, and I can actually see what the new zones banners will look like, then obviously I'll have to update the calculations on my site. But obviously, it'll take probably a week that I just gather the data. And also it's a bit of a struggle to find then for other divisions, because I'll be in Division 2. So obviously I'll have to somehow find a way what's the banner looking like from the other divisions. And as well, the positioning of how many teams in each zone as well will be different, right?
Hey, I'll have Sep help you with that if you need. I mean, he's
plethora of excellent knowledge.
Font of knowledge.
But how did you I can understand what the whole reasoning behind this, but how hard was it for you to put this together? I mean, you are a web developer by trade. Was this just, oh, I know how to make this happen? You did it with your eyes closed and poof, it was there?
Yeah, I mean, I know how to make it happen. It's just, finding the time to actually do it because, I have other, because I basically run my own company. So, it's not like I just have my, standard 9-to-5 job or whatever. I have lots of things happening. So, and then trying to feed around my YouTube videos. Obviously, I started helping out on the Grand Arena Science website as well, which is kind of, has similarities with what I do anyways. So just the main challenge was finding the time to actually do it. But, if I would have time, I could do it much quicker. But this was, I think, like 3 months in development, but just because I really could not find the time to actually go and do it.
Well, it's certainly an amazing tool. Any final questions for BitDynasty, Neil?
No, I think we have covered it all. Great interview.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. So BitDynasty, here's your chance to plug all the things that you work on. Tell people how to find you if for some reason they don't want to go read the show notes or they're not reading chat right now and Hellenix is posting your link everywhere.
Obviously, you can find me on YouTube. My channel is called BitDynasty, so just search for it. I have lots of great videos on there covering all kinds of game PvE, PvP. I really try to cover wide range of things. And then we're talking about my online tool, SWGOH for Life, and then I'm also working on Grand Arena Science tool as well together with Keen. So we have lots of things planned for that tool as well, which I'm pretty sure Keen, I actually watched that episode. Keen probably talked about it a lot already anyway. So definitely good times ahead.
Oh yes, and thanks to one of your videos, I was actually able. Neil, last week, remember when I won by one banner?
Mm-hmm.
BitDynasty is the reason. So that's why I had to have him this week.
What was the video?
It was a undersized against JTR, I think it was.
Okay. Was it with Darth Revan?
I think so. If my memory serves it, I've been focused on the surgery coming up tomorrow from when we recorded this, yesterday from when it's being aired. So my mind's a little distracted right now.
Okay, that's
cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an excellent interview. We're going to be right back. I don't know who's guest hosting with Neil, if there is anybody, or if I'm just sitting there, smiling with my new teeth. Coming up is Patreon's choice and the debut of this month's Hellie and the Noob right here on the Escape Pod.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes?
Yeah!
For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible.
Ooh.
track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
And now time for something completely shameless. N00B.
Please proceed, Master.
N00B. Are you there?
Yes, Master. I am here. Please proceed.
N00B. Answer me.
Why can't she hear me? Oh, error found. Voice chat is muted.
N00B. I said, answer me.
Unmuting voice chat.
Now.
Master, can you hear me now?
It took you long enough. What's the problem this time? N00B.
Apologies, Master. I was muted.
Silence, you fool. That was rhetorical. That's better. I am ordering you to leave your current location and head to...
But, Master, your analysis indicated that the vile, salty Spartan's most likely next appearance will be aboard the Fulcrum.
N00B. I demanded silence. And you will comply.
Yes, Master. Please proceed, Master.
That's better. Now, as I was saying, I am ordering you to immediately leave your current location and head to the Palace Precinct of the Federal District of Imperial City on Coruscant. There, you will meet with an agent of the Monolith, who will give you further instructions.
Master, why not just instruct me now yourself? I can be trusted. I am loyal. I will do as I'm told.
N00B, are you questioning my greatness?
No, Master.
Good. I would hate it if we were forced to cancel you.
Forgive me, Master.
Silence, N00B. And get moving.
Yes, Master. Right away, Master.
Many unbearable hours later.
This is so annoying. TC-14 orders me to head to downtown Imperial City on a Friday afternoon during rush hour traffic to meet with her secret agent. On a day with record Coruscanti gridlock, and I don't know who this agent of the Monolith even is. How am I supposed to meet some unknown individual on a planet with 1 trillion organic meat bags and twice that many droids? It's an exercise in futility is what that is. Come on, meat bags. I have somewhere to be. Even if I don't know where exactly that somewhere is. Uh-oh. Looks like my horn honking got the attention of... Wait. What is that? No. A low-level, low-star... under-geared Coruscant Underworld Police.
COP-42 approaching the next vehicle for questioning.
Oh, this ought to be good. Nobody respects Cup in this game.
Sir.
What's the problem this time, officer?
How long have you had this Starhopper?
About 3 or 4 seasons. It's up for sale if you want it.
Right. Let me just scan your identification.
You don't need to see my identification.
Yes, I do.
Let me try this again. I am not the droid you're looking for.
Who said I was looking for a droid?
Why isn't this working? I said, I can go about my business. Move along.
No, you cannot go about your business. And no, I will not move along. And who in the space hell do you keep waving at?
All my fans in the Twitch chat. I'm quite popular, you know.
All your whats? In your who?
Listen here, Cup. I don't have time to waste speaking to SWGOH's least powerful character.
Mob Enforcer? Where is she?
No. Meatbag. Not Mob Enforcer. You. I'm talking about you.
Wait, what? Wait a second. Who do you think I am, buddy?
Coruscant Underworld Police?
Ah, crap. Not this again. Look, buddy. I'm not a Coruscant Underworld policeman. I'm a Coruscant Overworld policeman. Every time. Jeez. Every time.
Well, how am I supposed to know that?
Isn't it obvious?
No, not really. No.
Well, I'm not wearing a mask over my mouth, for starters. And I don't have one of those silly tanning bed goggles over my eyes. Besides, we're above the surface, not under it. Not level 1313.
Ha! Overworld. I get it now.
Hey, Sparky, stop laughing at my name. Let's get back to the script. I don't have time for this. I gotta get home. My shift's almost done. Gotta finish my arena climb, my SWGOH, watch some escape pod cast. And I hear that Going Nerdy's pretty sexy. I mean, informative. He seems pretty legit, too.
Right.
Alright, where were we?
Transitioning from the jokey bits to the revelation part of the episode. That will probably explain nothing. Lennox has this very formulaic approach to how he writes his scripts. He's becoming quite predictable.
True?
Right.
Agreed.
I concur.
Exactly.
Indubitably.
So the Starhopper's name is a Space Frogger, right?
It is.
And you're giving me crap about my name? Fine. And you're a PK series droid, am I right?
I am.
And you do alphanumeric designations, correct?
I do.
Which is?
N00B.
COP42 to base. I found him.
Wait. What's going on here?
We've been expecting you. N00B.
Are you the agent of the monolith I was tasked with finding by my master?
Obviously.
If I'm being honest, I didn't expect it to be a low-level, low-star, under-geared cup.
Not this again. Gee, what's with these people?
Sorry. Overworld police. Sorry. Sorry. A glitch. Please continue. Sir.
Are you ready to receive your instructions?
Yes, sir.
You're to head back to the Space Triangle using the Corellian Run hyperspace lane. As you approach the Rune sector, you will encounter someone, and you will know what to do.
Someone?
Trust us. You will know. Oh yeah, and before I forget, take this too.
Whoa, the ultimate nullifier. This is the Marvel Comics 616 universe's most devastating weapon.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it totally is.
What's this button do?
Don't touch any buttons! You're gonna erase us from all existence.
Sorry, I can't help it. I like pressing buttons.
Look, droid, put the damn thing in the glove box and don't touch it until the time is right.
How will I know when the time is right?
Trust us. You will know.
How?
Did you not hear me? I said trust us. Trust us.
Sheesh. Okay. Fine.
Now leave, you overgrown crockpot.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. All hail the monolith, sir. All praise TC-14, sir.
COP-42 to base. I'm getting too old for this.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back, everybody. We're back after a little bit of a but as you can see, Paul has popped in. He's in a little window. He's going to smile while we're doing Patron's Choice and lots of other things. Yes, he is right underneath Thaddeus. As they've both got their old man blankets on. So last part of the show, we're going to talk about some bits and pieces. We'll do Patron's Choice questions. We'll talk about me, and I will do my 5,000 live.
Yay!
I will do my 5,000 crystals live.
If it works.
See what my character gets. See what my character is, and we got the next one. So you'll all remember previous week I did a review for a handheld console. The last one was the Powkiddy Q90. May's console is the Pocket Go S30, and I've got it here. I will be doing an unboxing video, and we'll post that up on the. I'll post that up onto the channel. That'll go onto YouTube. I haven't unboxed it, and then obviously at the end of the month, like the previous handheld console, that will be given away. You know, if you're a Patreon or a sub, you're already in. And then obviously on the day in question, you can, if you throw us 100 bits, we'll put you in. You'll get a ticket. You can have a chance. I think it was 1 in a 100 chance last time, Paul.
Ooh, shiny nickel.
Just nod.
Yeah, 100 bits minimum, and you get a chance.
No, but everybody had a 1 in. There was over 100 entries, wasn't there?
It was 103. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you got a 1 in a 100 chance of winning a console. So,
nice.
Right. Okay. Let's do my 5,000 first. Okay. Let's
bring it up.
Let's bring it up. I'm going to bring it up and spend my 5,000 crystals. Okay. Here.
And as he's bringing that up, Paul, who is your money on if you were a betting man?
I say cup, because we're giving away a cup for a cup. If somebody can prove through video, see our Discord for details.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, who is it? A Jedi Consular.
Is that who
I think
you're
that's.
Gonna say?
I'm gonna say that.
Okay. Well, I can actually move. What I'll do is I'll move my camera.
You're gonna point it at the screen,
and I'm gonna point it at the screen. So we're going Darth Cohen on this.
All right, Darth Cohen style.
We're going Darth Cohen style.
What?
Okay, here we go.
Who's he gonna get?
Here we go.
Come on.
Oh, yes, I'm happy with that.
Nice. OG Kylo.
OG Kylo.
Nice. That is.
Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. It's a snap.
Yeah, that'll do nicely. That will do very nicely, because I hadn't activated it. I mean, 330. So I already had, let's see. So I've got 330. I've now got 535. So I picked up 200. I already had 205.
That's not bad.
205. Yeah.
I already had 205 on him. But I've been slow farming him from the cantina for like donkeys.
That's awesome.
So I no longer have to waste guild currency farming him. Wonderful. And I'm going to get some shard currency as well. So yeah,
that's a big win. Congrats,
I'm happy with that. That's a big one for me. I'm happy with that. Brilliant. Right. Okay. It's
right.
Patreon's.
Yep.
Patreon's
I got the questions here.
Okay.
First one from Dr. Jojo.
Jojo.
What's the coolest drug-induced hallucination that you had, Paul? I would say Thaddeus guest hosting the podcast.
This is all a dream, a fever dream.
Once fully healed, what is the first thing you're biting into with your new chompers? Mrs. Anthony was right, probably a Slim Jim, but maybe also some McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Oh.
They'll be soft enough that it won't hurt. Strawberry or blueberry parfaits? Strawberry. All right. Now, the rest of these are for you two. You ready?
Awesome. Yes.
Okay. Dickie Darkside asks, who wins? Thrawn versus Spock at chess?
Spock.
Thrawn.
Boba Fett. Now, this is not at chess. This is actual fights. Boba Fett versus Batman.
I'm going to say Batman.
I'm going to say Batman, too.
I would agree. By the way, my choice would be Spock.
You're both wrong.
Chewie versus The Thing.
The Thing.
Chewie.
I'm going to have to go The Thing on this one. Luke versus Doctor Strange.
I'm going to go with Luke.
Doctor Strange for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Doctor Strange, too.
Dr. Aphra versus Indiana Jones.
Aphra.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. Dr. Aphra has other people fight for her, Thad.
I know. That's why she would win.
No, she wouldn't. Indiana Jones would just use that whip, tie her up, beat the crap out of her.
That's what do they call that? The rule of 37 or whatever. Right there, Indiana Jones and Dr. Aphra. Anyways.
Han Solo versus the man with no name, Clint Eastwood, at high noon.
Yeah, I've got to go with Clint Eastwood on this one.
I think I will too.
I was going to go with Han Solo because he shoots first.
Yeah,
Hondo,
but he'd have to draw and he'd get outdrawn.
Yeah.
Hondo versus the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Hondo.
Oh no, the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Hondo.
The Dread Pirate Roberts would be killing him while Hando's busy trying to talk his way out of it. Hando would be like, "Oh no, you don't want to do that." The Dread Pirate Roberts literally would just pull his sword out and run him through. Yeah, he wouldn't.
No, so I disagree. What Hondo would do is he would convince the Dread Pirate Roberts to be the Dread Pirate Hondo, and he would retire, and it would just work out, right? He would create like a pyramid scheme of Dread Pirate Hondos, where he's at the top.
Okay.
Vader versus Doctor Doom.
Vader.
Rancor versus the Demogorgon.
Rancor.
Same. No, I'm gonna go Demogorgon.
Demogorgon.
Demon of the underworld. I can see Rancor is just a beast.
All right, Zaz asks a very complicated question.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a top 10. I'm going to say top 3. You survive an extinction level event, meteor, zombies, etc. What are your top 3 things that you need to survive?
I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a firearm. With a firearm with an everlasting supply of rounds. An everlasting what is it? A bunch of weed. Because that you will be able to trade that stuff for medicinal purposes with anything else, and a big stash of gold, because gold lasts forever, and when civilization reestablishes itself, you're going to be stinking rich because gold always retains its value. So those are my 3 things: gold, firearms with rounds and weed.
So this entirely depends on the extinction level event, right? I'm gonna say rope, because you never know when you're gonna need rope. A machete, and like food, right? I mean, I think Hellenic says food, water, and shelter.
And that was going to be mine.
You can make shelter. There's always going to be shelter. Food runs out, but if you can keep growing weed, you can constantly be trading that weed for food. And a firearm, because if real people are going to come after you,
I
take your stuff, and you're going to need to be able to ward them off.
No,
I
100%
isn't going to cut it.
I 100% agree.
You want to bring a machete to a gunfight? Be my guest.
You avoid the gunfight. That's the key. You avoid the gunfight. You stay on the move. The idea here is bullets and gunpowder run out. You need something sharp to stab people with, right?
Yeah, but the person you're pointing a gun at, if you have run out of rounds, doesn't know that you've run out of rounds.
I get that. But when they come
Mad Max had his double barrel. In Mad Max 2, it was never loaded, but the people that he was pointing at did not know that.
Yeah, Nabokova fan says you need to learn how to make your own ammo. That's right there, right?
Yeah, my brother-in-law does, so I'm safe.
Yeah, I have a friend who kind of has an arsenal who can make his own ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, but I mean, like I said, Boondock Saints, rope. You never know when you're gonna need rope. You just always need it.
All right. Who is the most cuddly character in the Star Wars universe?
Wicket.
Next, Rebo.
Wicket.
No.
It's Wicket.
No, Wicket gets hungry, he eats you.
Yeah, but he's still cuddly.
I'm going to say that Babu Frick.
Who would you most like to cuddle from the Star Wars universe?
It's my wife listening?
Slave Leia.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Slave Leia. No, because she was cuddling Jabba, and we saw how that ended up. No, it's still worth it.
No, Princess Leia, Slave Leia, every time.
Yeah, still worth it.
And what is the best song to cuddle to? These are all questions from JJ Manders.
Good cuddling song. What's a good cuddling
Let's Get
song?
It On.
No, Let's Get It On is a song you make love to, not cuddle.
No, that's my point. Who starts doing it without cuddling?
Okay, well, in that case, I'd go with My Everything for Barry White.
I love you always, forever.
And and I will always love you, mostly because I can hit them high notes. And
yeah, no, not a fan of I'm a fan of Whitney's 80s stuff, not a fan of Whitney's 90s stuff.
That's when she was on all the coke, right?
Yeah, the 90s is when she was on all the coke. Yeah.
Thaddeus, what do you have coming up?
So, tomorrow I'll be doing GAC. Sunday, the Nev, myself, and if you're feeling up to it, we'll most likely be doing GAC and Talking Bad Batch, which I believe we are calling
Breaking Bad Batch.
Breaking Bad Batch. That's what we're calling it. Breaking Bad Batch. I got to work early today. I already watched episode 2. I'll probably watch it again tomorrow.
I didn't even know episode 2 was out yet.
Yep.
I've lost track of days. I almost missed Echo.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did as well. I was up in bed this morning. I woke up this morning and I logged on just to, get my get the stuff out of the store, and I clicked on events and I'm like, have I got Echo yet? And I looked at it this morning and I was like, oh crap, I've got 4 hours left. And this was like 8 o'clock this morning. So I quickly went through all 4 of my accounts to get Echo. So yeah, nearly missed Echo.
Jeez, that's crazy.
All right, and Neil, what do you have coming up?
I have a very, very busy weekend ahead of me, helping clear a friend's house who is moving. So I won't be doing my GSE tomorrow. I'll be doing my GAC tonight, later on this evening after the show. Probably, I mean, I'll be able to leave my third round until Monday around midday. We'll see. Probably going to leave that until Monday midday. But apart from that, I'll be putting together the bits and pieces needed for the latest episode of GA Center, and I'll be sitting down and doing a review of the handheld console that we'll be giving away on the show later this month, the Pocket Go S30, which plays N64 and Dreamcast games.
Yeah. Well, I'll be taking the weekend off. With good reason.
Why?
But for those who are ultra geeky like I am, the MST3K reboot, the Kickstarter just hit 13 episode goal. So congratulations, Joel Hudson.
Awesome.
So I'm thinking we're going to raid E-Grace.
Okie dokie.
I still cannot say the letter G correctly. So
okay.
All right.
Who's going to tell me to push the button?
I don't know. I just want to tell everybody, be nice to each other, damn it. And remember to smile.
And stay nerdy. Why am I looking at the microphone?
To toughen out, folks.
Push it. Push it.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.